So looking at this Bitcoin price action, you can see guys, the price of Bitcoin right now is flashing a very interesting scenario. Why? Because we just got a new price target place for this July month, and also we are aware this is a beginning of Q3. So that's why this here overall is going to be one very interesting month for Bitcoin. Not just only that, I have also prepared some very interesting chart for the medium short term and also for the upcoming days, even month, to show you where the price of Bitcoin might be heading and also what kind of scenario we should expect next. So if you find that interesting, then do destroy that like button. And for those individuals watching this video for the first time, come on, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So starting this here in a daily time frame, I am going to talk about this central pivot range indicator, which is giving us information beforehand. Why? Because this central pivot range indicator is a leading indicator, and according to this leading indicator, now the first resistance, the most important resistance for Bitcoin for this July month is lying between this 21,500 to 24,700 price area. So that's why this line here is a must break resistance line for Bitcoin if we want to continue this rally towards this monthly R1 line. So this monthly resistance line is also going to attract the price since the price is below it. So that's why if the price here in a July month wants to show this movement towards this monthly R1 line, which is lying around 28,700, first we have to overcome this obstacle, which is lying between 21,500 to 24,000 area. Why? Because this CPI line, the top CPI line, central CPI line, the bottom CPI line, has always acted as a strong line of resistance in a downtrend. You can see very clearly. I have actually explained about this on my yesterday video. In an uptrend, you will always see price of Bitcoin finding support at this CPI line, and it is also ascending CPI. But in a downtrend, this CPI line acts as a resistance. You can see resistance, price retracement, resistance, price retracement. But once we were above it, we started this new marker phase. And now in our case, if you look at this carefully, this here is a clear continuation pattern where the price of Bitcoin is forming this lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern type of scenario. And this July CPI is also a descending CPI, and this descending CPI usually forms when the price is in a downtrend. I have been very clear about that. If you compare this June CPI and July CPI, there is a big difference. What I mean by that, in June, I warned you that it's going to be a very volatile month for us. And now in July, it's more of a wider CPI. So wider CPI indicates the price is going to see more of a range bound type of scenario in this July month. So I am not expecting huge move to happen in July month. For us right now, another interesting thing what we also have to consider is this VCPI formation. So since the price of Bitcoin has not tested any of the CPI line, here in the upcoming days, the price here could see a retracement or a pullback towards the CPI line before choosing a trend duration. It could be the bottom CPI line, it could be the central CPI line, it could also be the top CPI line. But since the price has not touched any of the CPI line, this CPI line is going to attract the price towards it. And if we are going to see a retracement before price touches the CPI line, then for this month, the first monthly S1 line is lying around $14,357. So this monthly R1 line 28,000 is going to be our potential upward price target if we overcome this obstacle around this 21,500 to 24,700 range. But if we remain all the time below this CPI line, the bottom CPI line, which is around 21,500, then we have to be careful, because this will also indicate that maybe we are going to test this monthly S1 line before showing any sort of a trend duration. Because we are aware, not just only for this July month, guys, not just only the CPI line between 21,500 to 24,700 is going to be a very strong resistance line. But if you also look at this descending channel along with this buy sell indicator, because according to this buy sell indicator, according to this descending channel in a daily time frame, this upper line is a very strong line of resistance. So if the price of Bitcoin wants to show any sort of a bullish movement, we have to overcome this obstacle, which is also around 24,000 area. And along with this descending channel, the upper line resistance, we also have resistance from this indicator, the buy sell indicator, because you can see each and every time in a downtrend, whenever the price try to break above it, after reaching around this indicator, acted as a resistance, and we had this price retracement here as well, right? You can see resistance and then price retracement. So that's why for us, this range between 21,500 to 24,700, these lines are going to be a very, very important line. So if we want to see any sort of actual movement playing out, first we have to overcome this obstacle. And if that is going to happen, guys, then there is very high probability that the price of Bitcoin is going to come across this 28,000, the monthly elrond line. And not just only this, guys, right now at this moment, if you look at the price action of Bitcoin here in a 4-hour time frame, you can see another very, very interesting scenarios forming. Let me show you here. So yesterday, if you have watched my video, we talked about this double top pattern or Adam Eve pattern, because we found out that the price of Bitcoin was breaking the support or the neckline area. Now this is going to trigger another sell off, because we found out that if this continuation is going to happen, then the price of Bitcoin could be showing this retracement around this 18 to 17,000 price range before calling it a bottom area. So that's why for us, this line between 17 to 18,000 was our target from this double top or Adam Eve pattern. But now if we look at this price movement, you can see a very interesting scenario is unfolding. What I mean by that, fake out price did broke below this support line, continue this rally. But what happened here, we got a very nice bounce in price action of Bitcoin, and this bounce or this relief rally ended just like as shown in the example. I mean, right now we are getting rejection around this previous support line. So that's why if this is going to play out just like as shown here in the example, then we have to be very careful, guys, because we know this rejection, right? Rejection around the previous temporary support line could indicate another sell-off, just like as shown here in an example. I mean, a movement in this manner towards this target area from 17 to 18,000 range. But what I want to include, even though this is considered as a bearish scenario, since this here is a VCPR, I mean the price of Bitcoin has not touched any of the CPR line, what could happen? First, even though that is considered as a bearish scenario, price could see a movement at least, guys, at least towards this bottom CPR line, which is lying around 21,500 before choosing a trend direction. So that's why even though this is considered as a bearish scenario, I think the price of Bitcoin is going to invalidate this bearish scenario very, very soon. Not just only this, also the rising wedge. This rising wedge is playing out very well so far, because you can see according to this rising wedge, the first target has been reached, right? And second target was also exactly just like from the Adam Eve or double top pattern, because according to this example, you can see our lower price target is somewhere around 17 to 18,000, and also from this rising wedge, the lower target is around 17 to 18,000. So since the price is finding rejection exactly at the previous temporary support line, right, exactly there, so even though this is considered as a bearish scenario, as I've been very clear, we could see some more range bound, right, and price again showing this bullishness, even though this is looked as a bearish scenario. So what I'm actually expecting here in the immediate short term, or even in like upcoming days, the price of Bitcoin could show more of a consolidation and a movement towards the CPR line before choosing a trend direction. So this is what I want you guys to understand for the immediate short term and for the upcoming days. But in a bigger picture, if we look at this Wyckoff's market cycle, according to this Wyckoff's market cycle, I want to show some very, very interesting scenario for you guys, because many are asking me, hey, when are you going to turn bullish? Because you have been talking about bearish scenarios since a couple of weeks, even months. So that's why I want to know what's your take. I have been very clear, guys. In a monthly time frame, the capitulation phase has just begun, so we might see more range bound for months, even year. That's what I've been saying so far. And only after ending this capitulation phase, forming an actual accumulation phase, we could be starting this new market phase. So according to this Wyckoff's accumulation phase, if you look at this formation, the reason why I'm actually calling that this might not be bottom, even if the price of Bitcoin could be showing some sort of a bullishness here in the medium short term, because you can see if this exact scenario is going to play out just like as shown here in the example, according to this Wyckoff's market cycle, the price of Bitcoin is going to bottom when we start forming this actual accumulation phase. And for this actual accumulation phase, what I have done to make you understand even better, I have added this Stan Weinstein theory. According to the Stan Weinstein theory, you can see very clearly here, and also this Wyckoff's accumulation phase in an uptrend after the price has broken below this 30-weekly moving average and also has ended this marker phase by forming this head and shoulder accumulation phase, breaking the support line, just like as shown here with this Wyckoff's accumulation phase, breaking the support line, starting a new trend here to the downward direction. And if you look at this ideal short example from Stan Weinstein, you can see price below this 30-weekly moving average, price breaking the support line. Even the retest, just like as shown here in the example, failing to re-enter above it will trigger a sell signal. You can see a retracement, price forming this redistribution phase before again breaking it to the downward direction. And if you look in our case, you can see a very similar scenario unfolded. Accumulation phase, we had this price retracement, show this redistribution phase, and again continue this rally just like as shown here in the example. And if you look at this 30-weekly moving average, we are below it. So now, when is the ideal buy for investor? So if you look at this example, for an ideal buy, according to Wyckoff, we need a proper accumulation phase. And also according to this Stan Weinstein, we need a proper consolidation range bound, just like accumulation phase. And once the volume is there, once the price jumps above this 30-weekly moving average, right, and breaks the resistance after this consolidation phase, only then this is going to be a buying opportunity. So in our case, if you look at this 30-weekly moving average, we are still below this 30-weekly moving average. So if the price of Bitcoin is going to show another breakout, then you can see now we need a proper accumulation phase. So if we are going to find a proper accumulation phase, right, then we need a proper breakout confirmation. I mean, price breaking out of this range bound scenario and also above this 30-weekly moving average according to Stan Weinstein. And if that is going to happen, if the price after this longer term consolidation range bound is going to break out of this certain key level of resistance, then we could be seeing this actual markup phase starting. But for now, you can see in a weekly time frame, we still have a lot of room before calling it an actual bottom. So this are some of the update that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, guys, then please hit the like button. And for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye-bye.